Hey guys, whoop, there we go. Let me fix my screen here. Okay, good to see all of you. Hey, oh Dave, you're at work still. Oh, hey, big love here. Coming all the way from Pennsylvania, all the way across to the other side of the nation. All right, hey, wow, we've got a pretty good crowd in here. Good to see. Thank God. Hey, we are blessed tonight with our good friend Dave WARGO. He's sitting backstage right now. There's some little technical issues, but that's okay. Thank you, Sharon. Wish I could see you. But at the very least, we'll be able to hear Dave and his stories. He's a folklorist, storyteller, and great guy, good friend. And so we'll have him on in a couple minutes. I just wanted to go over a few things. Really not many announcements. Trying to think what all went on, what all is coming up. There are still festivals coming up. I don't think there's any more in Pennsylvania, although I may be wrong. If anyone knows of any other festivals or conferences, Bigfoot or Cryptid, anywhere in the U.S., doesn't matter where, share it. Go ahead and share it in the chat. And let people know, what else is out there. I know that there's one. Oh wait, I'm wrong. There's one coming up on I think it's the 11th. Yes, Ozark, Missouri, this Saturday. All right, thank you, Gary. There's one in Northeast Pennsylvania in. And I just deleted the thing. It's the Bigfoot Barbecue Festival and Craft Fair. It's in East Columbia, Pennsylvania. Let me take a quick look, see if I can find. But you would think by now I'd be more prepared. Oh, the Honobia, Oklahoma Bigfoot Festivals this weekend. Oh, man, Gary. Man, I would love to go to that. Absolutely love to go to that. But, here we go. New Columbia, Pennsylvania, in White Deer Park, the Bigfoot Bluegrass Festival and Craft Fair. That's Saturday, October 11th, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And there will be, hi, Amanda. There will be members of my team there as speakers and presenters. Some good friends. And let's see, Ron Howes, the Bigfoot biker, will be there. And let me see. I don't have the list here. There's going to be, Shelley and Steve Stetzer from New Jersey. They will be there. Glenn Barassa. Whenever we did have county chapters, investigators and researchers, throughout Pennsylvania, he was our Eastern Pennsylvania state director. But right now he's a good friend. Great researcher, Glenn Barassa. And let's see, so there will be a Bigfoot beard contest. So men, gentlemen, and ladies, if you have a beard, get out there and join the contest. Biggest foot, gentlemen and ladies. The Biker Bigfoot, Bigfoot Calling Contest. Let's see, plaster casting. and different games, activities, and a live band in the evening. So that will be Saturday, October 11th at the Bigfoot Bluegrass Festival and Craft Fair in the White Deer Community Park, New Columbia, Pennsylvania. So this should be fun. I was supposed to have been there as one of the speakers and presenters, but since since my health just isn't quite there, I don't have the stamina to do a lot of things. And the drive across Pennsylvania, the all-day festival, and I just wouldn't be able to do it. And so, unfortunately, I had to back out of that. If it was, I also have a camp out this weekend that I honestly don't know. It's close by, so that's one good thing. It's just, again, it comes down to my stamina, whether or not I can do it. So we'll see. Probably not, but good to see. Hey, good to see everyone. Oh, wow. Patty, Northwest Pennsylvania, yeah. Well, a lot of stuff happens up there. There's Bigfoot activity, you know that. And Barb is, we'll say, country neighbor. She and her husband Ron, they're over the hill from me. Couple hills, but they're close by. Country neighbors. She and her husband, they're a hoot. Love them both. Debbie, good to see you. Melvin, I'm going to be like Romper Room and say hi to everybody. Amanda, you live in California. Well, Dave Blaylock, he's up in Oregon. So both of you are across the nation. Oh, okay. Hey, Mark, you came right up I-79 today. Good job. Good to see you on there. Debbie, are you the Debbie that I know personally, that I've camped with and investigated and researched with? No? Oh, okay. Because I really can't see your photo, but you have blonde hair, and the other Debbie that I know, she has blonde hair. Oh, okay. Mark, you've got Starlink. All right. Great. Okay. I just wanted to let you know, guys, that I went over the prayer request, the ongoing prayer request, and everyone who has told me previously or asked me to keep them in prayer, I've got on here. I've got a couple new people on there that I've noticed on Facebook, requesting prayer. And so, this is my time to let you guys know that, if you are in need of prayer, please just, you can type in the chat, requesting prayer. You don't have to go into detail. God is pretty simple. God knows what's going on. So just let me know. I'll go sending up some prayers. Amanda, yeah, I have the same problem. I don't have the real ID, so I can't fly. But it's a little bit easier to get your passport. So maybe try getting your passport, because they'll accept passport at the airport. Okay, Bob G. I investigate all over Pennsylvania, the entire state. I've been all over. And I investigate out of state, research out of state. I've been up into Canada and all the way out to Colorado and Oklahoma and down south. I'll be going down to a couple of the southern states in a month, a little less than a month. I've been to Land Between the Lakes, Kentucky and Tennessee a few times. And I can tell you right now, that is an active area. Oh, okay, you're in southwestern PA? Yeah, I was born and raised in southwestern Pennsylvania, Fayette County. I'm a Fayette County native. But Fayette County is pretty active. So is Greene County. Greene County is like it's a secret hotspot. I think not too many, and here I am telling everyone in the whole wide world. But yeah, Greene County is extremely active. I can tell you that. Okay. Well, on the most part anymore, I investigate closer to home. Right now, I live in Lawrence County, Pennsylvania, and I investigate and research locally around my own home, right off my own property. We have activity all over the place here. And otherwise, I haven't been able to get up there this year yet, unfortunately, but I'm hoping to. We have a ongoing research site with our guest, Dave WARGO, and that is in the Allegheny National Forest. That's as much detail as I will give for the location. It's an extremely active piece of private property and fantastic area. But I will leave that for our guest to talk about, and I will get him on. Hi, Dave.
Hi, Mary.
Good dude.
No camera yet, huh?
Nope, no camera, but at least we can hear you.
Well, that's a good thing.
All right. So everyone, let me know. Can you hear Dave okay? Yeah, it looks like they can hear you. They can hear you real good. No,
shouldn't have any problems with the computer like I do my phone, so we'll see.
Okay, good. That's
Other than
good.
the camera, but that's just because this is new and I don't know how to work the thing.
Well, hey, modern technology.
Yeah, I got to get grandkid or somebody over here.
That's right. One of the 2-year-olds.
Yeah, exactly.
So I had someone that asked me, whenever I posted the podcast in my group this afternoon, someone commented on it and they said, "Oh, I love Dave." And that was Steve Coles, Cull.
Steve, I'm familiar. Yes.
Yep. So I told him get on there and come in the chat this evening. So you never know. Hopefully he'll come.
Yeah. Maybe he'll have some stories.
Hopefully so. Hey, you never know. Maybe I'll ask him to come on sometime and talk about what's going on with him. But all All right. Just give a little brief introduction and tell us about what's going on.
Well, been hanging around with Mary. I don't know how long, Mary.
About 10 years,
10
maybe
years? I was going to say 10.
almost 10.
Yeah. And we met at Bigfoot Festival,
Yeah.
and she was bored. So we went to no, actually, you came on your own to the.
You still there? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh no, Dave. Something happened. We may have lost audio. Yeah, what happened was I hosted a little Bigfoot festival at my camp out. I had a camp out in Cook Forest back in 2018. You there, Dave?
Yeah, you disappeared for a little bit. I don't know what happened.
There we go. Okay, good. You're back.
Yeah. So, I mean, that one night at the research center with JP and research site with JP
Yeah.
in March, I think it was, in a snowstorm.
Yes.
We had the house pounding activity that night on the house while we were sitting out in the backyard. And then spirit lights. We had spirit lights, which was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
And that was our introduction to that place. And since then, we've gone there several times. And we've been having pretty much steady activity.
Yeah.
The old couple that owns the place, I'll call them and chat with them, and they'll have me on speakerphone while they're sitting on their porch. And our friends in the woods will either whoop or whistle or tree knock when they hear my voice.
Yeah.
So they like my stories, I guess.
Apparently so.
Yeah. So we've been there. Several of us been there. We've have experienced different things, and what I call the shadow people, which I believe are Bigfoot. They are their silhouettes look like the cutout silhouettes that everybody's got in their yard, and
Yeah.
that's exactly what they look like. Whoever invented that silhouette was right on, because we
Yeah.
see those things scooting through the woods. We had some few pictures and during the day, and that was the afternoon. It was me, you, and Robin,
Yeah.
and our friend JP was stomping around out there, and we saw the shadow to the one side of the property, and we yelled at him, so he circled around and went back the other day, and I could hear it coming, and we were looking down the path. There was three of us. It was me, Mary, and Robin, and and I told Robin, I point now.
Oh, I think we lost you, Dave. Oh,
That was in I've been going there for about 11 years. The people have owned the property for 12,
yeah.
and they had been having steady activity in the area there, doing research on history. I found out that there was like 6 coal mines within a 6-mile area.
Oh,
That was work last century, or I'm sorry, back in the 1800s, basically from the Civil War to about 1920. And all the coal was gone, and all except one mine is blocked. All the tunnels are blocked or been filled in, except for the biggest one, which has like 5 miles of tunnels, which is nearby. My theory is it could be one of the blocked coal mines, maybe an air shaft caved in, or just a cave in the forest where they can access it, because we have all year round activity there. It doesn't go away with the snow. Now I'm in Akeley, Pennsylvania, which is about 60 miles southeast of Erie, Pennsylvania. I'm on the edge of the Allegheny National Forest. So we have 750,000 acres of forest to run around, and we have, I mean, the woods up here just goes forever. I mean, it's almost all woods, almost all the way down to where Mary lives, about 100 miles away.
Yep.
A lot of farms, a lot of woods, a lot of food here right now. I didn't attend a lot of festivals. My dad passed, and he was going down for the last count, so I couldn't attend a lot of festivals I usually do. Then once he passed, then I just did a couple festivals here into summer. And that's where I get most of my stories. I'm up to 421 sightings in the Allegheny National Forest, southern tier of New York area.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, we're having a lot of fun here. Constant activity somewhere around here all the time. I've had activity here in my area. They're just cutting the corn now. So the corn's coming down. The apple crop wasn't that good, so they'll probably be moving out of this area. 3/4 of about a mile from my house, I've had 3 sightings. It was funny because all 3 sightings happened the second week of August. And all 3 involved, 2 was a road crossing, and the other one was standing next. Hey, you got a picture?
Yep.
Hey, it even looks like me. And so about a mile, furthest one was about a mile and a half from the house. 3/4 of a mile of the house across the valley, Route 62 area, where Pennsylvania, New York State, it's US 62. It's a 2-lane highway. So all within 1 week, there was 3 sightings. The 2 sightings might even have been at the same time. I'm not sure, because I was at a festival and the people, they seek me out. I've been at the festival for 10 years. It's Kinzua Heritage Festival. It's the end of August. Mm-hmm. It's a music festival, and they come looking for me and track me down. So I got 5 stories from the festival this year. I usually average 5 to 10, depending on how big the festival is. And so 3 of them were local. 2 road crossings on 62 was just morning, just as it was getting daylight. Mm-hmm. It might have been the same day. It might have been different days, but one guy was going to work in New York State. He was heading north, and this thing ran out in front of him, a big gray Bigfoot. Ran out in front of him popped out of the brush beside the road and ran across into the woods. And then had another gentleman come like the next day, almost the same story, but he was coming south on 62. This is why I'm thinking maybe it was the same one. I don't know. But it come out the east side of the road and was heading west on both of those. And both described a gray, dark gray colored creature.
Okay.
And it's almost the same story. When they're moving, they can cross 20-foot road right of ways in like 3 steps. And so it was quick. And then the other one was a friend of ours, Mary. Actually, it was Tara.
Okay. Yeah.
And I don't know if she's listening, but hi, Tara, if you're out there. She called me. She said, I finally remembered. I was going past your house, and I finally remembered to call you to tell you. And basically, it was the same week. She doesn't. Nobody remembers what day it happened. All 3 of those sightings. Hers was at night, and hers was 3/4 of a mile north on the New York side. There's a little creek there, crosses at a place called Frissell Road. Frizzell, I don't know how it's Frissell, Frissell or Frizzell. I don't know how to say it. I have no idea. But anyways, she saw something like it was going to start crossing the road, then it stepped back next to a road sign, and she slowed down because she thought it was a person, and she slowed down, and her headlights illuminated the legs and the torso of the thing, and she said it was covered with hair, and she said it was very muscular, like it had some major abs. But she like, what? You know, she drove by, and then she turned around and went back, and it was gone. So, I mean, it's in the general area. They run that valley there. Where I live, it's the WARGO Creek. I don't know why they call it a creek, because down by me, it's about big as a river. So the glacier, when it was over us here and where Akeley is now, was about a mile high, and it was melting, and the water was coming off the top of the glacier, and it carved out this valley where I live. And it's Akeley, Russell area. And this area, the swamp goes all the way up into New York State. It's a big, long swamp, swampy bottoms. And so just above me in New York, there's two small streams that come together. Well, the one's the Conowongo, and there's another stream that comes from the east. And where those two come together there, they meet. And almost right at that spot, that creek goes crazy deep. That creek can be 50 feet deep, goes from wading across thigh deep water, and then it goes all the way down to 50 feet, and it stays 50 foot, 40, 50, 30 feet deep for 7 miles.
Oh, wow.
So it's a kind of a natural pinch point for them to cross, where they could wade across. So I have these sightings are on the New York, Pennsylvania line, and then again 7 miles downstream between Russell and would be North Warren. But anyways, so that's where the groups of sightings where I believe that they're crossing the shallow creek instead of having to swim it. And them are the points here. And I'm up here on the northern point, so I do get some activity here. They do hang out. I have 80 acres. 23 is tillable, and the rest is swamp. Very primeval swamp. I tell everybody, think of Yoda on Star Wars, his home planet. I think it was called Dagobah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what my swamp looks like. Some of it. It's pretty primal. There's quicksand there.
Wow.
A local well driller, water well driller, told me that across the valley from me, he drilled down 400 feet, and he still didn't get out of the quicksand.
Oh, my goodness.
So it's pretty deep. So, anyways, so it's pretty rough going back there. I mean, if you're a young fella or gal and adventurous and get some waders on, you can go back there. Just hope you don't find any quicksand. So there's little islands back there. And from what I was told by the geologist, basically the islands are usually a clay bottom to them. They're actually floating on quicksand. I'm on solid ground here on my side of the valley, but there's a farm about a mile across where these things crossed on the state line. The water well driller took.
You blanked out again there, Dave. I just may have Dave call in and on his
all the way
phone.
down to 400 feet was quicksand.
Okay. Yeah,
So
we
basically
lost you for a second.
What?
We lost you there for a second.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, if it happens again, just
You want me to call?
yeah, just call.
All right. I'm showing good signal here. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, who knows? It maybe sunspots.
Yeah, true. Where did I cut out at?
You were talking about the islands or clay floating on
Yeah.
sand.
So basically, this whole farm, it's been there for 200 years, is floating on a clay island up of quicksand. And he said if there is ever a major earthquake, which in 200 years there hasn't been, he says, but if there is, he said that whole farm might just head to the bottom. So it's pretty weird. It's a pretty fun swamp, all kinds of creatures in it. And we get the occasional Bigfoot in the area. I haven't had a sighting of one, but I've found tracks in my yard. Vocalizations, wood knocks. Actually, today I was in the swamp. Archery season starts, and I have a game lands next to me, so I get a lot of people who come trespassing over onto the property. So I went and reposted my south edge signs there through the swamp, and that was an adventure for me because I'm half crippled. But anyways, I got it up, and I was out back, and I thought I heard a wood knock, but for some reason I was breathing real heavy. Trying to walk through the swamp with a 30-pound pack, which I'm 67 years old and not in the greatest of shape. So, but anyways, I got there, got her done, got her out. So they might still be in the area. Like I said, they're cutting the corn. I did discover on the one island that I was on, the deer hang out on those islands, and whenever hunting season starts, all the animals head to the swamp because it's pretty. You can't sneak up on anything back there; it'll hear you coming. One island looked like it was just covered with bear poop. Now, it could be Bigfoot poop. I don't know, but there was a lot of it. But I didn't see any tracks. So, but it's been kind of dry. So,
yeah.
So any tracks would be in the mud, which would be under the water. So
yeah,
I don't know.
Really dry.
So I had them 3 sightings. And then about 8 miles east of me, right up on the Allegheny Reservoir. And that was, I believe, these 2 sightings were the first week of August. There was a sighting in the campground, federal camp, Dewdrop campground there on the Allegheny Reservoir. Some people were camping and they had a sighting.
What campground?
Dewdrop, which is on the east side. It's across kind of where we were when we did the camp out last year at what's the campground's name? Geez, I can't remember it.
Oh, Tracy Ridge.
Tracy Ridge Campground. So it's about 6 miles southwest of there on the other side of the reservoir.
Okay.
So they hang around the reservoir. Then there's it's almost straight across from me that's called the boat launch is Roper Hollow Boat Launch. And it's right next to the big Boy Scout camp there. A guy was going down early in the morning. So it's like 3 miles off the main road, and you travel down this dirt road to get to it. And it goes through some pretty good woods. And he was traveling down the hill and almost to the boat launch, and he had a Bigfoot run across the road in front of him. So,
okay. Interruption for just a quick second. Melvin wants to know, on your previous story, did they mention what color the Bigfoot was at?
Okay, the camping story was at the campground was at night. They didn't really get a good look at it. They had some eye shine and mostly the smell. This one was a smelly one. When we encounter these things, some of them stink and some of them don't. We don't know. Maybe they needed a bath. Maybe that's why it was by the reservoir. Maybe it was going to go skinny dipping or something. And maybe people cooking s'mores and hot dogs kind of lured it in. The other one on the the road crossing by the Roper Hollow, that was a dark gray one also.
Oh, but that gray one gets around.
Yeah. Where's Michelle? How you say that?
Micho.
Michelle?
Yeah, that's in south central Pennsylvania near the Maryland border.
Oh. Huh. Yeah, get down that way towards West by God, Virginia. I have a friend that grew up down there, and he just tells crazy Bigfoot stories because of all the old coal mines down there.
Oh, yeah.
And we're getting I get a lot of stories from him. So the old coal mine railroads go through they're all bike trails now.
Yeah.
So everybody's down there bike trailing or they're quad running trails.
Mm-hmm.
And they go for miles and miles and miles, and people see all kinds of crazy stuff down there. So if anybody's adventurous and you could ride a bike or maybe go on a quad, that might be a good adventure. I'd love to get down there and do that.
I wish I had a quad to be able to do it.
Yeah, me too. It's in the works. We'll get her down here one of these days.
Yeah. Where in West Virginia is your friend? If you know.
I'm trying to remember the name of the town. It's below, I guess, yeah, south of Beckley. I'm trying to think.
South of Beckley.
I can't remember.
That's all the way at the bottom.
Is it Beckley? Maybe it's north of Beckley. He's about dead center. Maybe I'm thinking of Charlotte. But where's Charlotte at?
That's North Carolina, but Charlotte.
No, there's a Charlotte.
Is there in
Virginia, I
West
think.
Virginia? Western by God, Virginia.
Yeah. It's in the middle of the mountains. That's my ex.
Charleston. Okay. Thank you.
Charleston. Yeah, maybe it's over there. He is always talking about where he's from, and he told me, and it's not too far from the secret mountain down there that the government has.
Yeah.
If you know where the big underground base is there. It's secret. Nobody knows about it.
Shh.
Yeah. I was just reading something about it. So how could it be secret when it's on the internet, you know? Yeah, he has a cousin that's a sheriff down there, and he gets a lot of crazy stuff. Let's go together and get to West Virginia. We need quads. I'm crippled. I can't walk far. I'm only good for maybe half. Well, today I made about a mile and only fell once.
Better than me. Better than me.
Yeah. I told you what happened. I forgot I had my tractor back where I could drive it to. Then I was walking, and I got about 70 yards away from the tractor, and I realized I forgot my walking stick. And I was like, "Oh, I don't need that walking stick." Soon as I said that to myself, I got my foot caught in a V-shaped tree root, and down I went. And I was there laying on the ground laughing for about 5 minutes. Mr. Murphy was listening.
Yes. Yep. Never fails.
Yeah. So luckily I fell on my trapper pack full of tools and I have to see if I damaged anything at, basket, trapper's pack. It crunched pretty good, but it broke my fall. I didn't get hurt or anything.
Oh.
So.
Yeah, Hillary says the only underground facility that she knows of is at the Greenbrier in Lewisburg.
Okay. This is where that guy hunts over near there because this guy's ex-Navy SEAL, and he said he was walking through the woods following the deer tracks, and evidently a tree come down and took out some fence or something, and it was snow. Anyways, he ended up in a restricted area, and he's following this big buck that he's after, and he hears a noise behind him, and there was a Marine standing there, full battle gear. He goes, "Oh my God!" He said, "I almost shot you," and he says, "Yeah, me too." And he goes, "You are a restricted area," and he says, "No, I'm not. I'm along the fence." He says, "The fence is over there," and he says, "Well, how did I get over here?" He said, "There's a breach a tree came down. And
Oh,
so I'm looking down at the deer tracks. I'm not paying attention where I'm going. And I said, that's funny as heck. But
okay.
anyways, so all through West Virginia, the old abandoned coal mines, and that's what I was talking about. Our research area in the National Forest is
Yeah.
old coal mines, abandoned coal mines around. So, and they stay there all year round. Snow doesn't matter; they're still there. So they
Yeah.
have evidently they put in a larder in some place. I don't know where they get the food to survive, but they do.
Yeah.
This research place, we have 3 of them there. There's Blackie because he's black,
Yep.
and there's Brownie because she's brown. And then Whitey, or he's actually gray, but I don't know what he is or how big he is because the only time I see him, I've seen him 3 times and he's been running through the woods full steam. I can't tell you how big he is. But he looks, you just see a white flash, which would be, this time of year, it's kind of messed up, but in wintertime, you wouldn't see him. So we should call him. What was it? What was the creature from Rudolph? What was his name?
The
Bumble. The Bumble.
Oh, yeah, the Bumble.
Maybe we should name him Bumble.
Yeah.
We found hair. One of our research people that goes out with us. His name's Todd Smith. We got a lot of DNA samples from that place, and
Yeah,
still haven't heard anything back yet.
Let me see.
But we did find white hair next to the house. It comes up and looks in the bedroom window. It's kind of a peeper. That's usually the big one. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here. I just put up an image from
okay.
I
see it now. The screen went black. I'm going, what the heck?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so anyways, a friend of ours ended up taking some other friends over there that I'm kind of mad about. But anyways, not here nor there. I don't own the property, so I can't say what happens on it. So that picture there is a FLIR camera. They got about $30,000 worth of FLIR cameras out at this place. And this is a FLIR camera image. It's about 100 yards out, and it's been enhanced. And you could see, I was excited because it doesn't have a neck. It looks like the head goes right into the shoulders.
Yeah.
And it's got a big butt. So this kind of reminds me of the Patty image,
yeah,
from
just about the same stance.
So baby's got back there, and that tree that's going across its waist there is about 4.5 feet off the ground.
Okay.
So that's a tree. Actually, a tree fell down, was across there because we went back to goofing around. So that thing, this might have been Brownie because it was probably about 7.5 feet tall, maybe. Well, the reason we think Brownie's a female is that the lady that lives there saw the brown one carrying a little baby brown one.
Oh.
So we think Blackie might be the dad, and might be Brownie's the mom, and we don't know who Whitey is, but
nope, Whitey's a new one, but Blackie's been there a while.
Right. And but they can detect cameras. These guys got all this money in these cameras, and once they put these cameras up, they haven't really had any good clear images. This is probably the best image they had.
Yeah.
We get some peeping images where things are peeping around the trees because they know the cameras are there. So I don't know if they can detect the EMF, the electronics on the camera.
Yeah.
And they know it's the camera. And that's game cameras don't work because I believe they can see the infrared beam that sets the cameras off.
Yeah.
The only thing we got that one JP got an image, or Todd. Somebody got an image. We hit a camera underneath the camper there.
Oh, okay. Let me see if I can
saw that leg picture.
Yeah. I
And
see if I can bring that one up.
that's the only one. And then the original, you don't have the robin picture, do you? The one through the trees that's hard to make out.
I know I don't have. Well, I have it, but not on here.
Okay. That picture is basically, you can barely make it out. Some people can't actually see it. I have to point out to them what they're looking at.
Yeah.
And we still have people argue that it's not what we think it is, but we think it is because just because we know they're there, and they leave facial images, snot and handprints and slobber on the windows when they're
Yep.
looking in.
Handprints and everything else. Yeah.
Yeah, and prints in the snow and everything. That one night we were sleeping in the camper there, and came up and looked in the window at me. That's that one image that Todd has on his YouTube channel or whatever the heck it is. He we got good DNA off of that.
Yeah, this is the one from underneath the camper. It's a picture looking up and possibly a joint.
The leg, that the top on the top left there, it's fuzzy.
Yeah, right.
And it's black. And we had handprints on the camper that weren't there. We were gone. No, we were at the festival. I think everybody was at the Bigfoot festival, and this shows up on the camera. and he got prints off that window right above there.
Yeah, let me see if I could bring up photos of the handprints and everything.
Yeah.
Because I know I've got them on here also, but go ahead, you can continue. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, this is better than looking at me anyways. So I'm sleeping. That's not me. That's Todd.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sleeping right under that window. So it came up and looked in the window at me while I was sleeping. I didn't know it was there, and we didn't hear anything. This is also cold weather. It was spitting snow that night. So what you're looking at is two handprints, and that smudge between the handprints at the top is his greasy forehead, and then that one smudge below is actually his nose. If you look real close, you can see where the snot was dripping down there. And he was looking at the window, through the window at me. And so for years, for 8 years, I went there, and I would see these prints and the stuff on the window. And it's clear when you look at it because the hands are greasy, and you might see the snot a little bit, but you don't see the grease from the forehead that great. And I couldn't figure out any way to take pictures of this stuff.
Yeah.
And I ran into Todd at a Bigfoot thing, and he's describing how he takes DNA samples.
Mm-hmm.
And so I says, hey, we were at a Bigfoot festival. Hey, you got to come with me tonight. And I took him over there, and I showed him what I was looking at. And he says, yes, we can do this. So we have over 100 samples.
Yes.
That Todd has taken.
Yeah, he's been on here quite a few times, going over his research. Yeah, Melvin, you're correct. That's Bigfoot New York Todd.
Yep.
He's got it YouTube.
I don't remember. So anyways, so now we got a whole group of people over there ruining stuff as far as I'm concerned. And I've talked to all of them, and I expressed my opinion to everybody involved. So,
yeah,
I'm not taking anybody but Mary to my hot spots from here on out.
Yeah. There's too many people getting introduced in there. As far as
and that wasn't me.
Yeah.
But, and I don't own the property, so I don't have to say who can come and who can't.
Nope.
So I just bite my tongue and I stay away. And when I go there, it's usually I'm by myself because I don't want anybody else there with me. We have a lot of fun there. We sit by the fire and they come in, they toss pebbles at us. And
Yep.
last time I was there, they were whistling at us. The last time I was there about 3 weeks ago, my wife dropped me off. She went to school in that town there, and she gets together with her schoolgirl friends that she known since second grade through high school, and they get together every about 6 or 8 weeks, and they have lunch together and chat. So she was going over her girlfriend's house, and I had her drop me off there, and I was sitting outside talking to Tim Baker Coonbro,
Okay.
and I'm sitting at the fire pit just talking. Rich and Robin weren't home yet, and I get a whoop from the woods, and I'm talking to Coonbro, and he goes whoop. He goes, "What was that?" I says, "That was a whoop. They're saying hi." And I said, "Hi guys, I'm here." And then Rich and Robin got home, and nothing really happened. It was just about getting dark, and we started getting whistles across the road. And my wife never goes with me there, and she was there, and she got to experience some of the weird stuff that goes on.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So I says, "Oh, if you want to stay longer," I says, "we probably could see something." But
She's not really into it.
no.
Oh,
So
well.
we a lot of Bigfoot stuff going on around here.
Yeah.
One of my favorite activities is to go. I have another friend. I haven't talked to him lately. I got to talk to him to see if he's got any activity going on. He's in a valley up above the Allegheny River Valley, and that's where I was telling. I get a lot of usually in March. I mean, I don't know why. I don't know if they're coming back around this way or what. 2 or 3 times there that I've heard the Ohio yell there,
Mm-hmm.
long distance calling along the Allegheny River Valley there. And they sound off and they call each other up and down the river valley. You know, they might be 3 or 4 miles away, but you'll hear one close. And then you just listen real quiet, and then you'll hear some answer coming from down or upriver. It's really neat. So, yeah, that was fun. He's had an angry one at his house.
Ooh.
He went out to his garage to do something in the middle of the night, and he heard something take off from by his apple tree. And so, anyways, it just so happened he had a rifle out with him in the garage. And he walked outside, and the thing was growling at him.
Oh. Oh no, right in the middle of his story. Oh man.
You disappeared.
Oh, there you are. Okay.
So
You
he
just
was in
got
the,
to the part where it was growling at him, and
was
then
growling at him, so he took his rifle out and he went outside and told it to go away. And then it started crashing around in the brush and snapping off trees.
uh,
So he didn't know if he was going to have to shoot or not, but it never came out of the woods. So he just retreated into the house and left it at that for the night.
yeah, it
And
was letting them know that it was unhappy that he was there.
well, it was eating apples. It must really like the apples there.
Yeah,
And
wouldn't be left alone.
but it was breaking 2 and 3 inch trees, just breaking them,
Yeah.
having fun, you know.
Yep. Yeah.
So
And it may also have been waiting for the deer to come in, although making all that noise would chase away.
well, I mean, maybe it ruined his deer hunt.
Yeah. Very possible. Very possible. So I was pissed.
So
You ruined my hunt.
yeah, and then I have a mechanic that him and his wife live about 5 or 6 miles down the road from that place, and I talked to them about 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, and she gets presents. They put rocks, like Richard Robin. They put rocks on their deck and on um, around trees around their yard. She doesn't know why. She says I went and cleaned the rocks out and was going to cut grass the next day, and then I hit a rock, and then I'm looking around the yard, and the rocks are back where she took them from. So
Yep, they'll do that.
yeah, so she had to move the rocks, cut the grass, and she said the rocks ended up back where they were. They put them back,
She
and
should
they
just
have security
collect them.
cameras, and they never caught anything on the cameras
Yeah,
either. So they
yeah,
know where the cameras are. They pretty much know the line of sight where they're at, and they stay out of them.
yeah. She should just make a collection of those rocks and save them. Put them up on her deck.
Well,
To
she's worried. She's worried. She's worried that they might start throwing rocks. And I says, well, we have rock throwing at our research place there where the old people are, but usually it's just pebbles and stuff that they toss
yeah,
at us to get our attention.
yeah. That's all it is. It's just to get attention.
New York Todd's got one on there. I had my FLIR burned out, by the way. I'm so disheartened.
Oh no.
Yeah, so we're gonna be a while until I get enough money to buy another one, that's for sure.
Oh jeez.
But Todd's got one where he was collecting one of his handprints off the back of the patio door, and we're sitting there, and I'm looking out at the woods because I could hear him out there, and they started throwing rocks at us, pebbles at us at the house and on the roof. And he's got it recording there as one of his recordings. I'm sitting in the chair, and you can hear the pebbles hitting. But I usually wear a cowboy style hat or a straw hat, and we'll be sitting by the fire, and I always pull it down low over my glasses because I don't want to get a chipped tooth or hit me in the glasses. But they don't throw them very hard. They just kind of loft them, and they're maybe a half inch around, just messing with us.
Yeah, and it's probably pretty rare that they'll hit you because they really don't want to hit you. I know I've had rocks thrown at me, and I've only been hit one time, and that was because it ricocheted back at me.
Yeah. Well, Robin got hit that one time.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
it was really zinging him, and it went past my
yeah,
ear. Maybe they were aiming for me. Didn't mean to hit her, but they hit
well,
her right in the hollow of the neck, and it fell down in her top, and she goes, "Ow!" And I said, "What the hell was that?" And she reaches down and pulls this rock out, and then we're sitting there, and here comes another one, come whistling by my head and hit a tree and went whack. And I stood up. I said, "You stop throwing rocks. You're going to hurt somebody."
yeah.
And they stopped.
Yes. Well, they should have stopped whenever she hollered.
Yeah.
But
I think they were aiming for me. That's why I think I was going to hit that sucker with a goofy hat on,
yeah. Well, they're not supposed to, and they know better.
I think it
But
might
yeah,
have. We were thinking it was a juvenile, but
yeah, you did the right thing, though. Whenever they start throwing pebbles at you, it doesn't matter. Just holler at them to stop it. They know better,
right.
and they're
Well,
not supposed to, and they're not allowed.
I think I said something on the line of, if you throw another rock, I'm throwing lead. You throw a rock that hard, I'm throwing lead.
Yeah,
Guess it wasn't a Bigfoot. Maybe it was somebody else messing around, but yeah, don't throw a rock.
Just send me after him. I'll go after him with my golf club.
I've never had to pull my gun there yet, so. But we have
they
a lot of fun, a lot of adventures there. Let's see. So I told about the sightings at the Heritage Festival related to me. Then Corey, Pennsylvania, I think it was September 12th, had their what they call a Bigfoot Festival and Cornhole Tournament. And it's just a one-night thing. Mary's been there before.
Yeah,
I was there, and I got 5 reports from that area,
Wow.
and 3 of them in the second week of August happened at the same time period that things were going on around here, and that's about 60 miles away from us. Same deal, apples and corn, and this involved a big swamp just east of Corey. There's a little junction called Columbus, and so 957 and Route 6 come together there, and just east of that junction, about a mile and a half, 2 miles in the valley. So 6 is on the south side of the valley, and 957 is on the north side of the valley.
Mm-hmm.
And the big swamp is down in the valley between those 2 routes. So we had 2 separate road crossings. One was a gray one, a light gray one, and the other one was a black one that crossed there on Route 6. And then the other one was a cornfield. A farmer was surveying his corn for deer damage, and he was on a quad, and he was going uphill. There was a like a lane, and then to the left was a ditch, went down. There's some brush, and there's a ditch down there, like a culvert type ditch, pretty deep. And then about a 5 or 6 foot lane, and then the corn. And he was looking at the corn, looking to his right. He's seen movement out of his left corner of his vision, and he turned just to see it cross the lane in front of him. It came up out of that culvert ditch, out of the brush. And in about 1 step, it was.
Oh, you disappeared again. I wonder, if it's, they said that the aurora borealis.
You're gone again.
There we go. You're back.
Yeah. So where did it cut out at? Stepping across the lane.
There we go. Yes.
So it come out of the culvert ditch, stepped.
Lost you again. Lost you. Dave, you back? Hello? Hello? Dave? Hey, Dave.
I'm back.
There you go.
You want me to try calling in?
Yeah.
Or?
Yeah, just try calling on the phone.
All right.
I'll take you off the screen so we won't get that feedback.
All right. Okay, here we go. Call.
Okay, there we are.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna shut the computer down since it doesn't want to work. I'm getting one heck of an echo on this phone too.
Okay, yeah, shut your computer off.
I am.
There we go. All right, hold on.
What's going on between us and they are?
All right.
Bigfoot's throwing some wrenches in. It is the Monkey Wrench podcast. So.
That's right.
So anyways, across that little lane in like 1 step and was into the corn, which was 7 foot tall, and he said the thing was taller than the corn. And that was a black one. So
Okay.
those are the most recent ones. The other ones were deer hunters from the Corey area, what they ran into, and tracks stations.
Wow. Now, you also have a friend who saw something.
Yes.
Not a Bigfoot.
Did you get that? I sent that audio to you.
No.
You didn't get it.
No.
Dang! I thought I sent it to you yesterday.
Nope.
So, anyways, I have a friend that's living. She had to move from her current house, and she's living out of her friend's house, and a 1-bedroom in her friend's house, girlfriend of hers. And so the girls are living in there, and she's got an extra bedroom. So her and her daughter are living in this extra bedroom. So anyways, they ended up making a garage, like a living room out there for them. So they'll have the mom and the daughter can have some privacy. So anyways, she is sleeping. They're sleeping in the garage because it was really hot and it's really nice and cool in the garage. And they're sleeping out there, and she hears something on the roof, something big on the roof. So it woke her up. She heard it. She thought it was a raccoon or something. She just said, "Go away, leave me alone, I'm trying to sleep." So she fell back asleep, woke up just about daylight. And when she woke up, she looked at the window and thought she saw something or someone looking in at her. So anyways, she was up. She smoked cigarettes. She decided she's going to have a cigarette. Well, her and her 17, she doesn't smoke in the house with her daughter. So she goes outside to smoke her cigarette. So she steps outside to smoke her cigarette. She's standing at the front of the garage, the corner of the garage, and she hears this whistling. And the whistling, she said, sounded like an echolocation type whistle, really weird sounding whistle. She's like, what the heck is that? So she looks around the corner of the garage, and about 30 feet away at the back corner of the garage is this tall, skeletal looking thing looking at her. It's a gray, whitish color. Looks like what a lot of people call rakes. Some of the Seneca that I hang around with call them skinwalkers. So this thing was standing back by the corner of the garage, and they kind of looked at each other for a couple seconds. And then it turned, and this garage is right next, it's on a very steep hill, and right behind the garage is goes up from the yard up 10 feet. And there's old road bed up there, old trail bed. It was actually an old Indian trail, one time, and they used it as a dirt road at one time, but it's not in use now. It's pretty well grown up. This thing jumped from the ground level 10 feet up, one jump up on top of this road grade bed, and looked over its shoulder at her. And then it's a real steep hill. If a person was climbing the hill, you would probably go to all fours to go up this hill. Well, that's what this thing did. And this thing, she said, it moved very fast. It reminded her of a spider, the way it moved, or a crab. And it went zipping up the hill. So she sent me a picture of it, what she found on the internet that looked like it.
Okay.
And it's what people would be calling, we call rakes, the natives up on the Seneca Reservation call them skinwalkers.
Yeah.
But it looks like a tall skeletal thing.
Okay. Yeah, I'm bringing up an image of it.
And that's the image that came off the internet. She didn't take it.
Yeah, this is an internet image.
And that's what it reminded her of. That's what it looked like, except So I'm on call. I said, you hear something on that roof again, you call me, and I'm going to head over there to see what I see. But I had that, I thought, there's no way I could send it to you while I have you on the phone. Oh, wait a minute. No, I don't have it on that phone. Okay, never mind. But anyways, so a couple nights ago, her and her boyfriend, and there was a group of them sitting outside behind this house on the patio. And they hear something big walking up on the hillside above that road grade. It was moving through the brush, and it sounded like it was big on 2 feet. And it was making noises. And it sounded like a gray fox, like a growl type thing, and then it was making noises like a pig, and then it finished off with it sounded like guinea pigs, the way the guinea pigs squeak. And he recorded it, and it's only a few seconds, and it's like, what the heck is that thing? And she says, I don't know if it was that thing or not. She says, I never heard any noises like that. And her boyfriend, who is was a farmer when he was a kid, and he's a hunter, and he said he's never ever heard anything like that in the woods. Yeah. So we don't know what's going on. She hasn't said anything. Like I said, I told her I have my phone next to my bed. You call me if and when you hear, if it gets on the roof, you hear something on the roof again, you call me.
Yeah.
And I said, and I told her be careful when she goes outside and smoke those cancer sticks.
And to let everyone know, again, these are just images from the internet. The witness did not take photos of this. These are just what she described, the best image that we can find.
That's the one she sent me because she was trying to figure out what the hell it was.
Okay.
So that's what it reminds me. Tall, skeletal.
Yeah.
About 7 foot tall. Because the back of the garage is about 7 foot off the ground in the back there. Way that hill comes down there.
Yeah.
So, anyways, so then Mary was telling me about you said you had some reports coming in.
Yeah, there were just totally out of the blue, like I think the following day or the day after, 2 days later, after you told me about your friend, another friend of mine out in Indiana County, Pennsylvania, mentioned seeing one or getting a report of one. I'm trying to recall what it was out there. And then someone commented, another friend commented on her post. He lives just across the Pennsylvania-West Virginia state line near Weirton, West Virginia, that he had received a couple reports of a rake. So, and these are fairly recent, all fairly recent.
You had one from Ohio too, didn't you?
Yeah, there was, the one from Weirton, West Virginia, he said that, there was another friend of mine from Ohio who mentioned that he had received a report from Ohio, and he didn't mention what county or what area, unfortunately.
So it is the season.
Apparently so. I had asked Kumbo, if he had received any, and he said no, but he normally doesn't take reports for other cryptids, but that he would ask around, but I haven't heard back from him. Right.
And like this, with our friends that we know, he's like, well, we didn't see a Bigfoot, but we saw this. It's like, oh.
Yeah.
Especially her. I mean, this is only like 8 miles away from me.
Yeah.
And in the years prior, I used to do storytelling, historic storytelling and stuff for the Warren County area, Kinsua Dam, legends, Seneca legends and stuff here. We're the Seneca Nation's just north of me here, about 6 miles where I live in New York State.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had a couple, what they were calling, this is a few years back, I think 3 years now was the latest one. 3 and 4 years ago, 1 year at the Heritage Festival, I got a report of a rake, well, they call them skinwalker.
Yeah.
And the other one was the year after, which would be about 3 years ago. And the reason that one sticks with me the most is the guy was cooking on his deck, and he saw this thing like appear out of the weeds. He said it moved very slowly, like it materialized out of the brush.
Hmm.
and he watched it. He says he said this is what he told me. He says, "You ever watch The Simpsons?" I said, "Yeah." He says, "You know how what's his name?
Homer.
Homer. How Homer materializes in and out of that. I think it was a hedge between him and his neighbors. Like he just materializes out of it.
Yeah.
And then he's like sinks back into it. He said, "That's the way it moved. That's the way it moved."
Yeah.
Well, anyways, he described a tall skeletal creature. And so he's cooking hamburgers on his deck. It's about 70, 80 feet away from him. And he's looking at it. He says it wasn't doing anything stupid. So he was just keeping an eye on it, finishing up his hamburgers. He went into the house, told his wife and son to come look at this thing. So all three of them are standing in the picture window looking at this thing. And that's when he said it looked up, it's seen us, and it's like, just like backed up into the brush, just materialized into the brush. And so he, anyways, the husband Seneca and his wife is white and his son is, of course, mixed. So he said, skinwalker. He's talking skinwalker. And then the wife told her story and she called it, a rake. And then the teenage son called it a rake. So
Okay.
evidently we're seeing the same things. They just call it something different than we do. But I mean, all through the Native American legends, they talk about that. And almost every Indian culture, that and Bigfoot, Dogman, it's all this stuff is ingrained in Native American legends. Yeah. So this is nothing new. We're just experiencing it, and we can get a hold of each other quicker with our internet and phones now. I think that's why within a week, 4 rake sightings. It's like, what the heck?
Yeah, I know. Crazy.
And it's people that we trust too,
Yes. Okay, so Michael says that Lon Strickler of Phantoms and Monsters has taken lots of reports of the white or gray skeletal humanoids over the last 5 years or so. Okay, thank you, Michael. I'll check out his website, see if there's any more recent ones, especially around this area.
Yeah, we're and then like I said, we're in a heavily forested area, or where you're at is rural area, so you see a lot of weird stuff. In Ohio, like my brother, I talk to him once in a while. The first time I saw a Bigfoot was 1974 in southern Lorain County, Ohio. And my brother lives in that area now, and he gets reports every once in a while, and every once in a while he hears vocalizations out there. Yeah. It was, it's ironic that the first time I heard Ohio yell was in Ohio, right? So.
Quinky dink.
Yeah. But let's see what else is going on. So those are the recent sightings. Yeah. In the past, we've different research sites, like the one campground we went to on last year up at I forgot it already.
Okay, Mark says that he can show us exactly where one was seen this weekend. Okay.
Where's he at?
He travels quite a bit. Right now he's back in Pennsylvania, but he was down in North Carolina just a couple days ago. It's
the end of the world.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll have to get that information from him. To let everyone know, I wanted to thank Mark publicly for his donation. Thanks to Mark, we are able to show these images and to have the videos. I had to purchase a subscription to StreamYard, and so thank you, Mark, for your donation. It's very generous, very much appreciated.
So we don't know what these things are, and we don't even know exactly what the Bigfoots are, for all that matters.
Yeah.
We do know the flesh and blood creatures, and some of our fellow researchers believe they're the Nephilim of the Bible, and who's to say they're not? I don't know. Never asked one where he came. Hey, where'd you come from?
Yeah, we don't know. Don't know.
I mean, I tracked them in the snow up here in northwest Pennsylvania into a big field. Nearest tree's 300 yards away, and it looked like it disappeared in the middle of a step. It took a step and then gone. So either another dimension, little green guy said, hey, there's Jimmy down there. Let's give him a ride. Beam me up, Scotty. You know, I don't know what we're doing, but we're experiencing strange things that we don't know exactly what they are.
Yeah, we really don't, you know, until their DNA is, it's been tested numerous times, and I think there's different labs that are currently testing it again. So hopefully we will get something concrete, you know, as to exactly what it is.
And some of that stuff's like, oh yeah, it's contaminated DNA with human DNA.
Well,
but what if it is human?
Exactly, and that's coming out also. That's what people are saying, that hey, you know, it's human. It's just a different type of human.
The Native Americans treated them as another tribe.
Yes.
And then allegedly, I've never seen where, you know, I just read it on the internet, so God only knows. It was a sergeant that was with Lewis and Clark, talks about, so they'd come bump into these Indians, and they would approach them to try trading with them, to make peace with them, because they didn't want to be fighting them or have to watch their back trail. So they would approach them and try trading with them, you know, beads, blankets, blah, 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 whatever, make a, you know, some rapport with them. And they're allegedly, in this journal, he writes of a tribe of big, hairy Indians. And they tried to approach them to do trading with them, and they started throwing rocks and yelling at them.
Okay.
And they were very large. And they didn't shoot or anything. They just retreated. They just left the area. So some were saying that that's proof that Lewis and Clark actually ran into them, and it was up in the northwest up there in the Rockies. So
yeah, and I'm sure there are other native tribes who have attempted the same, and whether or not I've heard different stories that, you know, there were some tribes who were able to successfully trade with them. Yeah, Judy. Yeah, there's a native who comes on the channel occasionally. Northwest Native Tracker. He has a wealth of knowledge, absolute wealth of knowledge.
And a lot of natives, like on the, you know, like out in Oklahoma, on some of the reservations, so to speak, the nations. Up here, the nation, there's a lot more stories, but they don't tell them to us because they don't want to be made fun of.
Yeah.
I have a couple friends that are elders of the Seneca Nation, and they tell me their Bigfoot stories. And the one guy actually has a picnic table out back of his place where he leaves food out for him, and he says the whole family comes in and eats. And he looked at me and he says, I never told a white man that before. I says, well, I appreciate it. And he says, well, you're one of us. You're celebrating our culture and everything, because I was doing the Seneca storytelling and stuff.
Yeah.
And so, you know, and they're losing their culture. They're getting so diluted now that, a lot of kids don't even speak the language anymore.
Yeah. Such a shame.
Yeah, but there's a lot of stuff going on. A lot of people don't say things.
Yeah. Yeah, there's, I know online there are, on YouTube, there's a language course in Seneca or, in their language.
Yeah, I was looking all different, there's Choctaw and all kinds of different ones. The Indians I know, if I'm going to see the one girl I know, she's Choctaw. And whenever I'm going to go see her, I always go out there and get a few words. She'll be talking and I'll answer her in Choctaw. And she'll look at me. She goes, "You've been on the internet again."
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, she's Choctaw from Oklahoma, and I never did get to talk to her grandfather. He passed before I got to talk to him.
Yeah,
but he had a great story growing up on the reservation out there, and all the crazy stuff that happened with the Sasquatch stealing their deer when they go deer hunting and things like that. He said that he was an old man. He was in his 70s, and he was deer hunting, and he shot a deer. And so it was a long shot. He says, pretty proud of it, about 120 yards. He says, by the time I ambled over there, he said, this Sasquatch come walking out of the brush, picked up my deer and looked at me and turned around and left.
Yeah, I've driven through their reservation in Oklahoma, and I've got a Choctaw friend out there. He talks about his Bigfoot encounters and different things going on. Great source of information. A lot of activity in Oklahoma.
Yeah, we got a lot of activity here too.
Yes,
but it's all over. I mean, this time of year, it's just all over, and now this other stuff going on, and all these hauntings and stuff.
Yeah, Gary says he's lost a couple deer to them.
Yeah, well, this place where we research at over here in the National Forest, the lady and her husband both lost a couple deer to the Sasquatch.
Yes.
She shot one, went in the house to get him. She wasn't gone 10 minutes, and the deer was gone. It was gone, and she shot it, and she's been hunting ever since she was a little girl.
Yeah.
She says, it was dead, I checked it, it was dead. It wasn't breathing, poked in the eye with a rifle barrel, the old 9 yards.
Yeah.
And it was a pool of blood where it was at, and it was gone. She could make out some imprints leading away.
Yeah. Well, and maybe Blackie got it.
Yeah, I'm sure he did. But
that's why he hangs around.
Well, I mean, she leaves apples and stuff out for him too.
Yeah, she does. Yeah.
And he likes Christmas ornaments. We know that.
Yes, and they love, or he loves, because he's been doing it for quite a long time. He'll tie the tips of saplings together. He'll weave the saplings together and tie them to the deer blind.
He tries to block us from going down the trail.
Yeah. And
then at one time, Todd actually has on his YouTube channel, we got that one. I'm on that one with him. He took that one off the deer blind, and I told him, if you take any more stuff from there, leave a present in return. Just like the Native American way. Yeah. You're going to take something, leave something.
Absolutely, yeah. It's just courtesy.
And then, let's see, he's goofing around with toy rubber chickens now. They've been disappearing. Christmas ornaments been disappearing for years now. She takes Robin, the lady that lives there, takes them and puts them out for them, and they'll disappear. And then the next day there'll be a rock in return, different rocks. And one time they had a troll village appear on their back deck. We don't know where they stole that from. It's like a little miniature, like little trolls, like 4 or 5 inches high, and it's like a little castle thing.
Yep.
And it's like, what the heck? And she asked all of them, hey, you guys missing? No, we don't even know what you're talking about. We don't know where they got it, but they grabbed it, gave it to her. Well, my favorite one was I was eating supper there, and me and Rich, her husband, was sitting at the dining room table. She walked in the living room. She looks out the window and she says, Dave, be careful when you go out to your car tonight. There's a bear out there. I said, what? There's a bear. I just seen a bear go by your car. So we were there. I got done eating and stuff, and I was leaving around midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. And I was leaving, and it wasn't a bear. One of the Christmas ornaments that disappeared, that were gone for at least a year, reappeared on my windshield wiper. And there was a handprint, one of the famous handprints on my windshield.
Oh, jeez.
And it's like, and I looked at it and I called her. I said, come out here and look at this. And we were laughing. She said, well, I thought it was a bear because it was on, down, it was about this high. It was a big bear. And I said, it was a Sasquatch. I'm army crawling, screwing around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I took the Christmas ornament and I took it and put it in that one pine tree. I said, thank you very much, but here, this is yours to keep. And by morning, it was gone.
Oh.
When she woke up in the morning, it was gone.
It took it back.
It took it back. So, yeah. So, yep. Secondhand store. When I go there, I look for plastic Christmas ornaments.
Yep.
Yeah, usually after Christmas and get some. And rubber chickens, kids' toys, whatever else appears there and disappears.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a pretty unique place.
It's very unique. Yes. Yeah, I have a photo up of the where they've woven around the railing of the
the deer stand.
barn. Yeah. That I took a few years ago.
Yeah, that place is really something.
It really is. Okay, Dishizzle, Dave is not on Facebook, but
No.
he is, yes, I will say he's part of Pennsylvania Bigfoot Project.
I'm not an official member, but I ran into Mary at Bigfoot festivals, and that's where we hang around and we support each other. And
we research together up there.
She'll invite me to come and storytell by the fire sometime, and we do that. Just hang out. And we have a lot of fun.
Yes.
That campground up there at Tracy Ridge is probably one of the best public areas that you could actually go to.
I agree.
And actually, if you're not going to probably see anything.
No.
But if you know what you're looking for, you're going to see stuff.
Yes. You may see some just quick shadows, and you may think that you imagined just something out of the corner of your eye deep in the woods, like 50 yards out, and you'll see a quick flash and of something passing by, but just out of the corner of your eye. And the one that's there, he's so fast, but they're very fast no matter what. But yeah, we like to camp at Tracy Ridge and love it there. Absolutely love it, except for the nuts falling from the trees and the
yes, a lot of old growth oak in there, and some pretty good nuts come down, and you don't know if it's pebbles, nuts, what's going on. But usually when the acorns are flying sideways, it's a good chance it didn't come out of a tree.
Yes. That's for sure. And yes, there have been a few that have come sideways.
And then the handprints on vehicles and campers.
Yes, and shaking. Yeah, whenever Mark was there, they shook his camper. Yeah, they shook his.
He's the older guy that I met up there.
Yes, yes.
Okay, yeah, I met him at Walmart. I had a pair of I don't know, 4X camouflage bib coveralls. It's like somebody gave them to me. Like, yeah, I could put 2 of me in this thing. And so I'm talking to him. He's talking about hunting. I'm thinking, hey, man, do you want a pair of coveralls? What? So I got a brand new pair of coveralls. Do you want them? I said, they're waterproof. They're Carhartt type, you know. And yeah, sure. So I met him at Walmart, and he told me this story. So we all left the campground on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And so he stayed Monday.
Yeah.
And he was the only one at this campground. So they were shaking his camper, dented his camper because they were having fun with him.
Yeah.
And they were pounding on the camper. They're shaking his camper, and the dents are like 10 foot off the ground.
Mm-hmm.
The top of the camper, with pretty big fifth wheel type camper. I think it was fifth. It was pretty tall, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And then he was sleeping, and he had the emergency exit window open for air. And what woke him up was the screen hitting his face. And he looked up, and there was 2 big hairy arms and hands like reaching for him. And he said he screamed, and he's a big guy.
Yes.
And he screamed, and he said, all I could do was roll out of bed on the floor, and a big womp. And they took off. He said you could hear them running away. So it was more than one.
Yeah. It was a couple of juveniles, at least the ones up at the other trailer of my other friend, who was there, Cheryl, and her husband. They were shaking her camper also, up on the other hill. And apparently it was a couple of juveniles, at least at her site. But as for Mark's, who knows? It could have been.
Well, it could be a big juvenile. I mean,
Yeah,
teenagers get full height and size, you know.
Yes, they do, and they still be pretty ornery.
Yeah,
No
and
matter
pretty
what.
stupid. Pretty stupid and pretty mischievous. I don't know what.
Yeah.
Stupid and mischievous.
Yeah, just like any teenager. Yes, bored
Yeah,
teenagers.
Yes. Let's go mess with those people over there.
Yes, let's have some fun and hear them scream, hear the funny human scream. I can just picture it. Yeah. Mark says he still has those overalls. Thanks, he says.
Yeah, and he pretty brave staying up there after all that stuff had happened, but he would think that something like that would happen, and people, you know, like, you're nuts. He's telling a story, and I say, no, I saw my handprints on the camper, the deads. And he said, I remember him telling me too. He said, I'm glad I hooked that thing up the night before, because he had a hook to his truck. So all I had to do was get up in the morning and leave. Yeah. Yeah. And he said, as soon as it was daylight, he got out of there.
Yep. No hanging around.
No, there was no hesitation there.
Yeah, I think there were a couple other people at least there over the weekend. I don't know whenever they left. But they were further up.
Everybody had stayed there ended up with handprints on campers and vehicles. Yeah. I think Mark was the only one that got their dents in this. I don't think anybody else got their camper dented.
No.
But they got boisterous with them.
Yeah, they did. I think I had that U-Haul van, and for one reason or another, they didn't bother me. But I'm thinking it was because there was a picture on the side of the van of a woman, her face. And I'm thinking,
yeah.
And I'm thinking they saw that and
thinking, hey, that means stay away.
Yeah, maybe. That's the only.
Is that a smile or is she growling?
Yeah, hearing me snore might be growling.
Yeah, there you go. Don't mess with that one. There's a bear in that one.
That's right.
Oh God. Yeah, we had, at our research place, we had the camper shaking. We had the handprints on the camper, on the windows.
Yeah.
Just about everybody shows up there, gets handprints on their cars if you stay overnight.
Yep, I've had them on my vehicles. Yep.
Yeah. I think I still have some. Last time I was there overnight, and Todd Smith has mentioned how hard it is to get that oil off.
Yeah.
It's been almost a year now. I think I've had that truck for a year, and you still make out some of the fingerprints on the window of my truck cap.
Huh.
Just like little dots, like where their fingertips were. I mean, everything else washed off. I've had the truck through a car wash a couple times.
Yeah.
But there's still something there. So they're greasy little guys or big guys.
Yeah, my husband really scrubbed at his truck, and I can't find any handprints or any residue on there. So he must have scrubbed pretty good. He's got some good detergent that he uses.
Yeah, they get that car wash stuff. Yeah. It's got the wax in it. Probably take it off.
Yeah. Yeah, Mark says the 10-foot high dent is still on his camper.
Well, I mean, how are you going to get it out, really?
Yes, really, yeah.
And why get it out? He's got a story to tell about it.
That's right. It's a good illustration. It's a badge of honor. Really.
Yeah. Yeah. And next time we go up there, we'll have to keep an eye on that. Hey, that guy's back.
Yeah.
I wonder if I know the ones that Rich and Robbins know who we are, but
yeah,
I wonder if they would have that kind of memory, like, hey, these guys were here last time.
Yeah. Yeah, Patty says, and I remember this, the one night, both Patty and I heard like a metallic clang, and I thought it was Patty banging a pot in the middle of the night, to scare something off. And, but no, it wasn't her. Yeah, it was somewhere back behind her tent. Yeah, I think Mark said there was like a metal gate or something way back there. So maybe it was that, who knows?
Yeah, or maybe they borrowed a pan from somebody.
Could be.
Things have disappeared before.
Yep. But
I'm trying to think.
It's a good area there. I would have liked to have gotten back in there this year, but I don't think I'm going to be able to. This whole area up in the National Forest is Seneca, spiritual area. Yeah.
So a lot of weird stuff. I mean, a lot of UFO activity up here.
Yeah.
Now this rake stuff going on, and then, the only other strange thing I had told to me was that lady from Germany with the little UFO visitor, the little alien that comes and talks to her.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, that was at Corey at the Bigfoot Festival. Oops, I just kicked the flashlight over. And so I'm at the Bigfoot Festival, and what usually happens, I have a little display. I have a few pictures, one handprint, just spirit light pictures, stuff like that on a board. Mm-hmm. And then I have my 5 castings from Richard Robbins. And I call, I hawk people in, talk to them, tell them some stories. And that's how I usually get my Bigfoot stories. Okay. Either somebody will pipe up when there's a big group of us, or the group will disappear. Mary's seen this many a times. At Marionville, you were watching me, and everybody wanders away, and there'll be a couple standing there or one person standing there. Yeah. And they're telling me their story, and they don't want to say it in front of anybody else. this happened to me, and blah, 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 blah. And it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So anyways, I'm at the Corey Festival, and these people, everybody clears out, and these people are just standing there staring at me. And the woman's smiling at me, and I said, what do you got? She goes, have you ever dealt with space aliens? I said, well, I don't know what these Bigfoot are, but maybe I have, but don't know it. She goes, no, I'm talking about the little grays. And I said, never seen one. She says, I have one that come and visit me. She's from Germany. And her husband was a U.S. soldier, and they got married. They've been married for 20 years. And he finally retired, and they moved back to the States, and they're living up in Erie, Pennsylvania right now. He's works at some electronics factory or firm or something up there.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, he just got a job, just got into town. And he said, for 20 years, she said, for 20 years, this thing comes, visits me, stands next to my bed and talks to me telepathically. But I answer it, I speak to it. So her husband says that, she always talks about it, and he's never seen or heard anything. So he always kind of wrote it off as sleep paralysis, when you wake up, but you're not fully awake and you're dreaming while you're awake. And he says, until last week. And I said, what happened? She says, well, we live in Erie. He says, we just moved here. We're looking for a house now. We're going to buy a place out of town and everything. And I just got here, and, I don't have any weapons or anything like that. They're living in Erie, which is getting kind of rough now. And anyways, he says, so I'm on the computer, and I got my headphones on. She went to bed. So I take my headphones off, and it's like 2 or 3 in the morning, and he hears her talking. So he figures, I'm having sleep paralysis. So he goes sneaking in the bedroom, and he opens the door. The door wasn't closed all the way. It was most of the way shut. But when he opened the door, and the hallway light flooded the room, between him and her, standing next to the bed, was a 3-foot-tall, big-headed space alien-looking thing, classic-looking space alien, he said. And it turned around and looked at him, and he startled him, and he's reaching he has a baseball bat for a weapon, because he hasn't bought any firearms yet. So he's reaching in the corner for his baseball bat, and he said it told him telepathically, don't hurt me. He said it sounded like it yelled, but it was inside my head. Yeah. He says, I reached for the baseball bat. I'm reaching for the baseball bat. I couldn't find it. I turned my head to grab it, and when I looked back, it was gone. Yeah. He grabbed the flashlight. He searched under the bed. He searched the closet. He said, I was looking on the ceiling and everywhere else. There was nothing in there. It was gone. But he finally saw it after 20 years. Yeah. So.
Yeah, that's exactly what I saw back in the 80s. I experienced the same thing.
Was it talking to you, or it just appeared?
I don't recall it talking to me. It just appeared next to my bed. And but that happened off and on, over 20-some years. Since I moved up here, I haven't experienced it since then. Other things, like Bigfoot and so on, but not that.
Yeah, my friend that had the rake sighting, by the way, she is clairvoyant. Mm-hmm. That's the reason I hang around with her. Some of the ghost activity that I run into, I love taking her with me because she can usually read the room, so to speak. Like, should we run or what? No, it's a benevolent spirit. It's okay, And so I've been on a few adventures with her with ghost stuff. I want to take her to Rich and Robbins to read there. Well, number one, they have a haunted house besides Bigfoot. It makes a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I want her to read that. Tara was there. I want to see if she comes up with what Tara came up with.
Yeah, I'm curious what your friend comes up with.
Yeah, I want to see if they match.
Yeah.
You know, because I know what Tara told me, and then I want to see what this girl's going to say. But I love those girls. They tell me I'm beautiful. Nobody's ever told me that before. But they're not talking about me. They're talking about my aura.
Okay.
You have a beautiful aura. What? I guess I'm really bright, at least in the aura department.
Okay.
And that they tell me I'm supposed to be one of them. But I know when their spirits around, but I've never really communicated or talked to them.
Yeah.
Other than when I was a child, I had one. My parents have like a house that's 180 years old. The damn thing used to come and sit on my bed. A ghost, a girl that died there in the 1800s. Mm-hmm. And she used to sit on the edge of the bed. And I used to always tell her, leave me alone, go to the light. I got to go to school in the morning. But and then when I was dating my wife, her and her sister came to visit to meet my family. And I was sleeping down in the living room. And I said, so yeah, my room is haunted. And if somebody sits on the bed, it's probably the ghost. And you're like, ah, ha, ha, funny, funny, funny. Yeah, it happened. Both my sister-in-law and my wife to be experienced the same thing that I experienced almost my whole life.
Wow.
So, yeah. So that's the fun I have. And I've had Lilydale. Lilydale is a spiritual area that's in the Seneca spiritual area, by the way. That's why I was told they put it there.
Okay.
And that's where all the clairvoyants go. Actually, I was told they have a church up there.
Yeah, I've heard that also. Now, what do the Seneca think of Lilydale and what's going on there?
Well, they have their people, Indians always have visions.
Yeah.
Of course, some of their visions are helped along by some magic mushrooms and some funny tobacco, but still, that supposedly takes the constraints away from your everyday life and lets your spirit be more receptive to other things around you, is what I'm told.
Right.
So the sweat lodge is probably the simplest thing that you go in and have sweat lodge. I've had weird stuff happen helping them, my friends with sweat lodges. I usually fire tend. I don't go into the sweat lodge because, number one, I'd probably die because with my blood pressure medication, I do not take heat well.
Yeah.
But spirit lights, noises in the woods, someone talking in the woods, strange things like that. Both places that I've done these sweat lodges, both places have Adina Hopewell burial mounds there. So I don't know if it's them coming out and saying, hey, what's these crazy white people doing with our religion? I don't know.
Okay, we have Walter on here. He says he's been to Lilydale. He had a body healing there. It's a very interesting small community.
And then I have my Seneca friend Paul is a healer. And he is also an exorcist, so to speak.
Okay.
Hauntings. So he hangs around. They call themselves a dynamic duo. He hangs around with a Catholic priest, and they do exorcisms. Because thank God, I've never run into anything demonic.
Yeah. But
they've done so. The Catholic priest comes to do an exorcism. If it is a Native American entity, it will not. It might leave for a while, but it always comes back.
Okay.
You have to have the shaman do ceremony also.
Yeah.
In case it's and in a lot of areas too, there are heavy spiritual areas where a lot of hauntings happen. And it was hauntings when the Native Americans were there. Like Warren, Pennsylvania is famous for its haunted houses.
Yeah.
That, by the way, is where my friend lives that had the rake thing come out of the woods. But she's in the newer part of the town that was built in the 1950s. She's not in the old part of town. So
Okay.
I don't know. Who knows? Who knows what's going on? The longer I live, the more I'm confused.
You and me both.
Yeah. Like I said, Bigfoot, I could track them in the snow and they disappear in the middle of the field. I've had that happen to me twice.
Yeah.
I watched a friend of mine said, "Oh, you got to watch Skinwalker Ranch. You got to watch Skinwalker Ranch." Okay, so I go watch a few episodes of Skinwalker Ranch.
Mm-hmm.
So at our research place where we go to in the national forest there, at the people's house, so I'm watching Skinwalker Ranch. This happened. Check. This happened. Check. Same thing happened over at our place.
Yep.
Check. Check. And then the one thing that kind of freaked me out when it happened was, so the guy was showing like, see, the portals starting to open. The portal is opening. So they had all these EMF meters, and the one guy had just a plain compass, and the compass was spinning around. So I'm there staying overnight with our friends, and I got my military style compass. So I'm walking around the property with it, and it's not pointing north. It's pointing every which way but north. And I get over by the deer stand where this thing does his weavings, and the thing starts spinning around just like it did on a TV show. I said, "Oh, good, there's a portal opening, and where am I going to go?" Or maybe somebody's coming. I don't know. But he tries to keep us out of that area.
Yeah.
And this is the greatest thing ever. Okay, so they got these guys over there now doing research, and they got all these cameras. They got like $30,000 in cameras. Okay, and the area over by the deer stand, the cameras don't work. They've been having what they're calling gremlins. I said, that ain't gremlins. I said, that's a magnetic anomaly. Whatever the hell's going on over there, that's them.
Yep.
And that's where he weaves those. He's trying to keep us out of that area.
Yeah.
Now, my thinking is, because why? Because it's something special to them, or they don't want us to get hurt.
Yeah, one or the other, or both. You know, it's an area that we just need to respect. And I don't know, there's some people that just don't understand that concept with the Bigfoot is the respect that we need to have for them in their territory. Okay, they're marking off and blocking off this area for a reason. And, you know, most of the time, okay, it may be for a portal, who knows, or it's their hunting area, or they're bedding down, the babies are there. For whatever reason, they're blocking it off. We just have to give our respect and say, okay, we'll stay, even though they may own that property that belonged to the Bigfoot before they were there.
The best story about that place was when they bought the house, it was abandoned. They got a really good price on the house. So I got there, and they told me, yeah, we got a really good deal on this place, blah, blah, blah. We think it's because of the creatures. I says, it could be. I mean, if you see something like that looking in your window, what the heck you think it is? And then the house is haunted to boot inside.
Yep.
So when they bought the house, it was fully furnished the people's clothes were in the closets and dressers.
Yep.
And so they bought the house was closing. They called the people and said, hey, you got all your stuff here. You want to come and get it because we're getting ready to move in. No, you can have it all. And they said, well, what do you want us to do with the clothes? They'll donate them to somebody. They never went back to the house. So I don't know if it was the ghost activity, if it was the Bigfoot activity, the spirit-like activity, or if it was everything together.
Right.
It just spooked them out.
Yeah, it was just too much for them, and they didn't understand, and they didn't want to understand apparently also, because you can experience these things and be fearful, but then you also have to say, hey, what is it? I need to learn. But then again, on the other side of that is, how do you learn? If the people in your area, if your neighbors won't talk, and most of the time they don't.
I mean, a lot of stuff. The one neighbor to the north there, the guy that just bought that lot, he's told Todd a few things. And everybody knows what's going on around there. They just don't speak about it.
Yeah.
And then the next door neighbors, oh yeah, they're crazy. You're crazy. Blah blah blah. Yeah. But then I talk to their kids. Yeah, we see the big monkey in the woods. Yeah, we see the big furry arm. And it's like, alrighty, so they're calling me crazy, but these little kids over here are telling me what they're seeing.
Yep.
So out of the mouth of babes. Yeah, you can disregard whatever you want to disregard, but there's something going on there.
Yep. Oh, absolutely. We know that very well.
Right. I mean, we've been some strange places, and like I said, and I hang around, like, I'm latched on to my friend now over there, the little spiritualist over there, and she'll point things out to me that she goes, well, we were out. I was looking at a tree. I thought, that's a great old tree. And look at how great that tree is. I'm talking about the tree. She goes, it's glowing. And I said, what? She said, it's glowing. I says, what do you mean glowing? Like aura? She goes, close your eyes and just clear your mind. And I said, open your eyes. And I said, it's glowing. And she goes, yeah, you have the ability. You just don't know how to use it. I was like, what am I looking at?
What, the tree?
It's the tree. The tree has a life force, just like the rest. It's just like the Native American stuff.
Okay.
The Native Americans say that a rock has a spirit.
Yeah.
Everybody laughs. Well, you pick up that rock and you look at it, and you'll see little seashells in that rock.
Yeah.
That rock, most of the rock was alive at one time. Sedimentary mud, soil. Mm-hmm. It had little seashells in it and organisms and everything. Yeah, they're right. And then, I mean, for years they used to make fun of the Native Americans, and little invisible creatures make you sick. Ha ha ha. Well, it wasn't until the 1870s when Dr. Lister discovered bacteria with his microscope.
Right.
Little invisible creatures make you sick.
Yeah.
Wow. How did they know that?
Yep.
And somehow they learned, somehow they knew.
Absolutely, yeah.
So when the spiritualist tells you something, that doesn't mean that they're nuts. They're just feeling or seeing, sensing something that we don't see.
Yeah. Yeah, that there's something there that we've lost the ability, or we haven't learned how to see.
And it's like little kids. They say little kids draw hauntings. And no, the hauntings are there. They just see it. We don't.
Yeah.
And that's what my friend says. She says, you didn't see the tree for what it was. It's like, okay, I understand what you're telling me now. And she says, everything has that. And she says, and that's why I tell you you're beautiful.
Aw.
And I said, well, thank you. She goes, your aura. I says, yeah, I know. I'm 67-year-old, broken down old man. Yeah, I understand.
You're a youngin'.
Yeah, I know.
You're a youngin'. I'm older than you.
Yeah, and she's 42, so it's funny though. All my friends are way older than what they seem. She's, almost all my friends have pain problems. I don't know what the hell's wrong with me. Everybody I meet, I'm friends with, she's got spinal stenosis and this and that and the other, and it's like, what the hell's going on? Why is everybody falling apart?
I know, it really is. There's so many people.
Well, once we get over 60, we kind of expect some of this stuff to happen.
Yeah.
I started falling apart at 42 years of age.
Well.
And then been steadily going downhill. It hasn't gotten any better. And it's just, that with my kids, my son, my daughter, ow, ooh, ooh, and I started laughing. So, yeah, I remember you used to tell you, Dad, the old man can't do anything anymore. You guys are right behind me. And you have my genetics. Watch out.
Oh, and speaking of little things, there's also a few little people up in that area also.
Oh yeah, they hang around the rocks. You hang around, you see rocks. There's little people, and I had a dear Native American friend. Her name was Jo Tuhern, and we used to chum around at the festival. She was my age, and she was a seer, and she was a gifted, and she was one of these weird people that I'm attracted to. And so I was hanging out with her. Went up. She made me I don't know if you ever seen that leather hunting shirt she made me. So, anyways, I was up at her place, and I come home, and so it was summertime. It was hot and sweaty, and I have a walk-in basement. I walk in, undress, head right into the shower. So I put my keys, my wallet, my cell phone on the steps going upstairs out of the basement. So I get out of the shower. I'm walking to the steps. I go to get my keys, and my keys are gone. And I know damn well I put them on the steps. And because my pants and everything are right there in the hamper, there's nothing there. They're not in the door. I'm looking all over. I was going crazy. For 2 hours, I was looking for them. She calls me out of the blue. I have a feeling. Are you all right? I said, no, I'm going crazy right now. She goes, what happened? And I told her. And she busted out laughing. They followed you home. I said, who followed me home? The little people. They took your keys. They like playing jokes on people.
Yeah.
I said, what? Okay. And she goes, just shut up and listen and do what I tell you. I said, okay. She says, repeat after me. And it was a phrase in Seneca. And what she was telling me was, that was a funny joke, but it's really important. Those things you took are really important to me. Would you please return them? I looked on that stairway at least 20 times, and those keys were not there.
Yeah. I'm
on the phone, like I'm talking to, sitting in my chair talking to you. And she told me what to say, and I said them out loud. And I go down the steps, and the keys are there. I said, holy crap, my keys are here. She says, what's that saying? Ye of little faith, or whatever.
Yes, oh ye of little faith.
Yes. She says, so when we tell you something, we're telling you something. You have to listen.
Yeah.
So there you go. It's, you got the Eastern religions and all that mystic stuff, and everything has a basis. I tell everybody, everything has a basis in fact, be it religion or stories or anything. Even your you call it what do they call those stories?
Folklore.
Yeah, folklore stories. A lot of your just about everything's got things that people think are make believe or not true. Everything has a basis in fact. Something strange has happened to somebody somewhere for them to believe that. Yeah,
fables and folklores and myths and
the little people I've over the years. So I'm up to 420 Bigfoot stories. Has been related to me from just the National Forest area, the Allegheny National Forest area, and that's part of Pennsylvania and southern tier of New York. I probably have 50 stories and sightings from Ohio when I was a kid. Since I've got up here, I got 10 Seneca Little People stories of people citing these things, and most of them, about half of those are police officers in these small towns seeing these guys.
Oh, wow.
I have never seen one other than that my keys are disappearing and reappearing. That was really weird. Spirit lights. I got spirit lights in my yard. We got pictures of spirit lights. Just about any of us on the trail of Bigfoot up here have experienced spirit lights.
Yeah.
And it's an Appalachian thing, I guess. I guess they have them out west too. I've never seen them in Ohio though. Yeah. But since I moved up here, they're all over the dang place.
Yeah.
I probably have 1,000 people tell me spirit light stories.
I've seen them along the Chestnut Ridge area of Pennsylvania. Yes.
Yeah. And then, that and the UFO stories, about 25 or 30 of them now, different people just seeing different stuff. The two girls I was telling you about, the alien abduction thing. I've told you that story before, right?
Yeah.
So those two girls were abducted as young teenagers, and they come back with this crazy story. And so basically what happened, the men in black show up, take these girls, take them to Pittsburgh, and both girls have hysterectomies. And it was due to the radiation levels that the girls had. Is what I was told. This was secondhand. The girl who told me this said, I'm not allowed to talk to the girls because I ran into them and I started talking to them, and then they were going around, start talking about space aliens. And my friend wife was behind them, and she was waving her hands, no, no, no. And then she's pointing for me to get out, get outside, go outside. Oh, I was working at canoe livery, so I left out. So I better check, see if there's anybody ready to go yet. So I walk out. So I come back in after they leave. I said, what the hell's going on? She says, those two girls, she told me the story. And she says, if they ever start talking about that, don't talk about it. She said that the light-haired one, I said, yeah, she will have a nervous breakdown. She says, I'm talking, they're going to come and have to get her, the guys with the little white coats, the butterfly net, and take her away.
Oh, my goodness.
That's what happens. And she says, you were just about to say something, and I was trying to get you out of there. Oh. I said, she goes, I've known those girls the whole life. I said, do you think it happened? She goes, oh, yeah. Their mothers passed, but her mom used to tell me that these guys showed up and said that these girls, there's something seriously wrong. We have to take them with us. Mm-hmm. And the girls were taken aboard a spaceship and evidently impregnated with something, or something was not right. So mom was talking about radiation, is what she told this other girl.
Yeah.
Radiation levels were ungodly high for whatever reason. So, yeah. So they're still in therapy and they're still heavily medicated, 50 years later.
Wow. Oh,
40,
my goodness.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's not a good thing. So it's not a happy alien story. So
No. Wow.
so I mean, and it's weird stuff like that that you run into. Can I document it? No, but it's a story, and
Yep.
like I said, something happened. What the hell ever happened?
Yeah, you hear so many different things, you know, the men in black, and then different labs, government labs scattered throughout the country, you know, where they're doing experimentations on animals or creatures or humans or whatever,
Well,
or all
like,
three.
It's you know, and when I was a kid, I was just out in the woods in the swamp. You know, I sprayed down my clothing with paraffin and everything, and
Yeah.
ticks. You know, I remember as a child us going in the woods, crawling around in short pants and t-shirts, and
Yeah.
never had a tick on me. I don't know if that was due to the DDT they used to use back then,
I don't
or why.
know.
But now you go out. If you go out of my yard into the brush, I'll guarantee you will get a tick on you.
Yeah. No, I was the same whenever I was a kid. I'd crawl through the woods, no problem, and go everywhere for miles,
Yeah.
but and not a single tick. But
You know,
now, forget it.
Yeah, we used to play army guys when we were kids, running around the woods and crawling through brush and hiding under leaves. And
Yep.
As a teenager, I had to hide under some leaves, or somebody was going to hurt me very seriously, and I buried myself in leaves, and he ran right by me and didn't even see me.
Yep.
Yeah, stupid kid things, and the temper got the best of me, and I threw a rock and I hit an adult, and I think he was going to kill me.
Oh, geez.
So luckily, well, he was drunk. It started all out. It was his fault, okay? But I was a kid, didn't think what I was doing, and I hit him with a rock, and then he was coming after me, and I took off. The woods was my home.
Yep.
And he was gaining on me, so I laid down in a depression, and I covered myself up with leaves.
Yep.
And he ran right past me. I thought for sure I was going to be dead. And then I ran home, and then my friends come over. Oh, my God, we thought he got you. So anyways, my friend said, oh, you going to come over? I said, no, your dad's going to kill me. He was so drunk he wouldn't remember who the hell you were. I said, no. I said, he's a pretty fast runner. I don't think I'm going over there anymore. Casey did have wait a minute, I know you.
Yeah, Patty says she's seen, well, she lives near, just south of Erie. And she said she's seen a white light coming out of the woods 2 nights in a row, just slightly different spot in the woods. She did get a picture of it one night. And then she says that was a couple years ago. And then she saw a shiny metal sphere floating through a field. So
and then
that's
our friend JP got a image on his camera at this research site at Richard Robbins, and it was a red ball of light. There was a picture of a red ball of a spirit light coming through the woods. It was during the day, and the woods was dark.
Yeah.
And then the next picture was a round metal sphere as this thing was crossing the road.
All right, I remember seeing those photos.
Yes, and it was no longer a red light; it was a metal sphere.
Yeah, it was
about the size of a volleyball.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what is it? Is that a baby UFO? Is that a little scout? What is that? What is that thing? You know,
drone or who knows?
Yeah, an alien drone. I mean, I have spirit lights in my yard all the time. I blame my wife. I had one in my basement, and I blame my wife for that. She finds these Native American artifacts out in our yard, and she brings them in the house. And this was, I don't know, 6 or 7 years ago. And my daughter went on vacation. Her and her husband went on a vacation. They had a Labrador. So the Labrador was staying here, and he's supposed to be on a very strict diet, but he's staying with Grandma and Grandpa, so he got into some stuff he shouldn't have been eating.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he got an upset tummy and all that fun stuff. So I'm sleeping downstairs in the basement. I have like a little bed down there, finished basement with a little bed. Mm-hmm. I'm sleeping on the bed, and the dog is next to me in an easy chair, and he's having tummy problems and pooping and all that fun stuff. So we're right there by the back door, and so I'm what I call my combat sleep. Yeah. I'm not really sleeping. I'm kind of snoozing. I feel him move.
Yeah.
And I reach over and I'm petting him. I say, "You okay, boy? You have to go out, you know." So I'm petting him and I'm touching him and petting his head, and I notice he's alerted. And he's like looking across the basement in the corner from where I am, and in the bed I couldn't see what he was looking at. I put my glasses on and I see a light, you know, like lighting up the room. Huh. So I'm thinking, oh, Cindy must be up. She must be shining a light down here or something. So a flashlight. So I get out of bed, and as I go around the corner, there's this ball of light about the size of a little bit smaller than a volleyball, bigger than a softball. I don't know. I was just got up. My brain wasn't working too correctly. And it's like, what the heck am I looking at? And there was a little table, there's a little shelf down there that has the Native American artifacts on it. It came from over by that table and went over by the wall. We have a wood stove on that wall, and went over by the wood stove, and it disappeared into the wall. And it's like, that was the spirit light. What's it doing in the house? Mm-hmm. And I'm going, oh, it's looking for his tools. The next morning I told Cindy, I said, hey, I had spirit light in the basement. All BS. You know, she at that time she's never seen it. And I said, yeah. It came over there. I said, it comes back in here. I'm going to say, the lady that's stealing all your tools is upstairs. Go get her. So then a couple of years after that, sleeping and I have pain. I'm always out on my back porch. I have a deck that overlooks the Akeley Swamp. And I sit out there some nights just rocking the pain away on the swing. Anyways, so I got up to use the bathroom. I'm going to head out, go to the swing and sit there. So I wasn't sleeping. And I look out the bathroom window, and there's two of these spirit lights in the yard dancing. So they're like in a line, like bouncing towards each other and bouncing back, bouncing towards each other. So each time they go towards each other, they bounce like one bounce. I just had something hit the back of the house. Oh. Hey, come around to the front so I can see you. I don't know if it's a spirit light or if it's a Sasquatch. Oh, it's a big thumb.
Wow.
Cool. Well, I don't know who's listening to me, the spirit lights or the Sasquatch outside.
Who knows? Hello.
Yeah, I live in the middle of nowhere. Yeah. Hopefully it's not space aliens. You guys stay away.
Yeah, really.
So I like how it's always on the side of the house that we have no security cameras on. That's another thing.
Well,
but anyways,
they do that.
These things are outside dancing. So I go upstairs. I wake her up. So you got to see this. What is it? You're Bigfoot? And I said, I don't know. No, it's those stupid lights. Come on, get up. And she got up and come down. We're standing in the window. We're watching these things. So they started like 50 yards apart, and they like maybe 1 foot bump or jump, like jump a foot, jump a foot, jump a foot, jump back 3, jump forward 4, jump back 4, jump forward 5, jump back 5, and each time they do this, they're getting it closer and closer. And she go, what are those? I said, those are the spirit lights I've been telling you about. She said, well, all the neighbors around here know you're a nut. Somebody's probably got RC cars or drones out there. I said, well, I'm going to go out with the spotlight and light them up, and we'll see what they are. So I went out on the back balcony, and I turn on the spotlight, and they disappeared.
Oh.
I shut off the spotlight. They're still there. Their light, my light was brighter than them. And they're still there dancing. It didn't bother them one bit. I did it twice. I come back in. I said, see? She goes, what are they doing? I said, they're dancing. And she says, that is so weird. And we're standing in the window watching these things. And this is the spring just before the leaves come on. And they're over by a creek we have just north of the house, about 60 yards north of the house. There's a little gully there. We have this creek that comes off the mountain.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a deer trail that comes off the mountain and goes all the way back down into the swamp. It's the main trail. So I just, out of the corner of my eye, I see something move. Now, these two lights in the yard were greenish color light. Bouncing down the deer trail comes this gas blue light. Something just rubbed against the house now.
Oh.
So, you got me rattled here. Come on, go away. When the podcast's over, I'll come out and play, okay? So anyways, maybe it's Mark's friends come to visit me. I don't know. So anyways, there's this gas, like a natural gas blue light, like it's on top of your stove color, blue flame looking light. And it's coming bouncing down the deer trail. And it keeps bouncing down the deer trail. And these other ones are still dancing in the yard. And this thing gets even with those two that are in the yard. And it stops by a tree. And the two in the yard stop dancing. They go together 2 feet apart. And they go down the gully heading north towards the blue light. The blue light comes down the gully heading south towards the yard, and they go down in the gully, and we don't see them anymore.
Huh.
So that's what we saw.
Wow.
So, and that was the weekend before the Kemzua Heritage Festival. So at the festival, we have the Native American dancers. The Senecas come up, and one of my friends, her name's Marianne, said, hey, Marianne, I described her this dance where you start out and you skip in, skip back, skip in a little bit closer, skip back to the beginning. You keep on going back and forth, back and forth. And she goes, what you're describing is the welcoming dance. Okay. I said, oh, really? What's that? The welcoming dance. Well, when you're so say you're of the Eagle clan and you're of the Bear clan or whatever clan you are, you live in your own little village. Chances are the other people in that village are your cousins, brothers, sisters, uncles, aunts. They're related to you by blood. So springtime, snow melts. Everybody's got cabin fever. Mm-hmm. So you go to the next village over 10, 12 miles away. Say, hey, we're going to have a potlatch. You want to come over? Yeah. So the two villages would go, or get together. Would go to one village to have the potlatch. Would sponsor it. So everybody shows up. So all the young people would do this dance, the welcoming dance. So what you would do, you're a teenager, you're checking out the girls. The girls are checking out the boys. And you see somebody you like, give them the old look or a wink or whatever. And so, okay, it's time to start the welcoming dance. So you've already chosen your partners by whatever, waving or winking or whatever the hell they did. And then you start this dance. And you're about 50 feet apart. So each drum beat, thump, 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 you skip in, thump, 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 you skip back and forth, back and forth. And each time you go towards each other, you're getting closer and closer and closer. So at the end of the dance, you're nose to nose. Mm-hmm. You kiss the other, and that is how they usually met their mates.
Oh, You know, I've seen those. I've seen that dance at powwows, but I had no idea what it meant.
Yes.
Oh.
So, anyways, I had spirit lights doing a welcoming dance in the yard, and the girl says, "My question is, what was the blue light?" I said, "Do you have kids?" She goes, "No." "Well, I have two." She goes, "What's that got to do with it?" I said, "I have a girl." She goes, "Yeah." I said, "That was the dad coming off the hill saying, 'Oh, hell no, she ain't hooking up with that bozo.'" And she busted out laughing. And she goes, "You know, that actually probably did happen." You know?
Either that or else a Kmart special.
I don't know. But it was really weird. And she thought it was so neat. And then, you know, my Seneca elder is just like, "You are getting immersed in too much of this stuff." He said, "You know, they thank you for promoting our culture and stuff through your stories and everything." I said, "No problem." I says, "But I'm experiencing things I've never experienced before."
Yeah.
So as far as the skinwalkers and the, what's the other one they call it, the deer head?
The rake, although the goodness. Okay.
Yeah,
Wendigo and
Wendigo.
Yeah.
The Wendigo is usually the deer head. That's the one that's the Grim Reaper guy coming to get you.
Yeah, that's what brought me to that property to begin with, because she had shown me a photo that kind of looked like a deer head mask on something's face, and that's what brought me initially to their property.
Yeah. So I said, "Okay, so I'm in the woods, and this Wendigo guy or this skinwalker comes after me. The skinwalker will eat you, okay? And if you look at them, they don't have lips because they eat their own lips."
Oh goodness! Yeah,
that's part of the legend.
Crap.
That's part of the legend. So I'm talking to Seneca, a shaman, elder, the healer guy. I said, "Okay, so I'm out in the woods, and one of these guys decided that I look kind of tasty. What am I going to do?" He said, "There's nothing you really can do. You could try, you know," he says, you're Christian. You could say, you know, "By the power of Jesus, I rebuke you." He said, "You could try that. It might work, it might not." I said, "Well, what do I say?" And he says, "Well, Seneca, it's a similar thing." And I said, "I see. And what if that don't work?" And he says, "Then you won't have to worry about it." I says, "Well, you know me. I'm always carrying a gun." He says, "Well, you can't kill them." I says, "Oh, okay." But he says, "If you blow their head off, they can't find you to get you." So I says, "Oh, you're telling me to take a headshot and get out of Dodge?" And he goes, "Yeah, that's what you do." Okay, got it. Check. I'm good to go.
Yeah. So start target practicing to get that.
Yeah, make sure you get hit. Yeah, let them get close.
Yes.
I don't know how fast they can move though. If they're going to get you, how fast they're going to get you? Are they going to come up and go ha ha ha? You know?
Yeah.
Give me about 2 or 3 seconds to draw. You know, or are they just going to get you?
I don't know. I have a feeling whenever they want to, they can move pretty quick.
Well, what my friend said, the way that one jumped up that 10-foot embankment, that's pretty damn impressive.
Yeah.
I can't walk up that, this time of life, I can't walk up that embankment. And I can't run. That's why I like being around her. So I ask her, "Okay, how's this feel? Do we need to start running now?" She says, "You can't run." And I says, "Neither can you. We just spinal stenosis." I said, whoever crawls the slowest is going to get eaten first.
Well, let's see. That'll be a race.
Yeah.
Because I'd be the same as you guys.
Yeah, they'll probably stand back like, "What the hell are those things doing?" We have just some weird stuff. And there was no reason for the pound tonight.
Yeah, extra little gift there.
Yeah. And then it sounded like something moving, like something. So for those listening, I have a very small cabin I live in. It's a log cabin. It's only 900 square feet. And so, from the wall where I heard that thing is probably only like 23, 24 feet away from me. In the other room, it sounded like it was back by the bathroom.
Okay.
But it was just thump, thump. So I either draw the spirits in, or I was messing around out in the swamp, putting up those signs. Maybe somebody small followed me back.
Yeah, or
maybe that wasn't bear poop I was looking back at back there.
or else Bigfoot is saying good night.
What are you doing? What are you doing in my bathroom back there? Well, whatever it is hanging out on that island back there. So
yeah.
I don't know. If I want to shoot a bear, maybe I'll amble back there to sit down and see what ambles by. Oh, God.
Well, tell you what, Dave, it's after 10 o'clock.
Uh-oh, it's past your bedtime.
It's past my bedtime for sure. Yeah. But
well, it was fun.
Oh, I appreciate very much you coming on and sharing your stories and adventures and everything else that you've learned and all the fun.
Yeah, I just hope it's not whatever visited my friend the other day.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting here. I have a 44 Magnum right next to me, so if that doesn't take care of it, then I will be in trouble.
Well, just remember what your friend's advice was.
Yeah, headshot. I do have a laser on that gun, so I'll hit it. But that's just really weird. And
yeah.
So Cindy's not here, so she's at her parents' house.
She's going to be there all night?
Yeah, she's going to be there for a couple of days. It's shorter to the nursing home for her to get to see her dad.
Yeah.
So instead of an hour, it's only a 15-minute drive. So I'm home alone here, and strange things always happen. Oh, like the other night, I was in the shower, and it was the week that of all those sightings back in August, we had something thump on the side of the house like that.
Yeah.
So maybe my Bigfoot friends are coming back through.
It's very possible.
I don't know. They've cut most of the corn around here, so the only thing I could think of, go back in the swamp, and I found places in the swamp or something. And if any of your listeners know any different, they can tell me. What eats cattail, pulls the cattail out of the swamp and eats the root off the cattail and throw the stalk to the side?
Well, Bigfoot, there are stories of them hiding in, the middle of a cattail patch and eating.
That's the only thing I could think of. So bear, but I've never seen a bear do that or heard of anybody actually seeing a bear or linking a bear to that.
Yeah.
So that's another thing that happens in the swamp back here. It's start munching on cattails.
Always fun.
Oh, it's always strange around here. All right, guys, everybody take care and be careful.
Same to you, Dave.
Yeah, keep your eyes open, everybody, and see what you see. If the space aliens get me out, you want me to stop over your house and go for a ride or no?
Sure,
You already know. You probably know some of them anyway. So.
It might be one that I've met. Yeah.
Hey, long time no see.
Yeah.
Oh well. All right. Good night, everybody.
Okay. Good night. You take care, Dave. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, guys. Let me see here. I want to. There. Thank you guys. Yeah, that was our good friend Dave. And there we go. Now I'm back. They I've heard stories of them eating the cattails. I appreciate it, Patty. Thank you. And Melvin, I know he mentioned earlier that he was leaving. He had to get up for work in the morning, but No, I wanted to thank everyone for coming on and joining us in the chat. And yeah, Dave, I think this is the third time he's appeared um, on the podcast, and he always has some fantastic stories. It's just that he was at the Corey first night where they do the Bigfoot festival on their first night, and that was September. And he told me that he had gotten quite a few new reports, not only from there, but also at the Kinzu Dam, at the Kinzu Festival. He had received a few news stories from there also, reports. And so I said, we got to get you on. Got to get you on here and share what you've heard. So I hope you enjoyed it. And again, let me see, there's trying to think, next week I don't have any guests scheduled. In fact, I think for the rest of the year I don't have anyone scheduled. I'm trying to get two gentlemen that I know. They do a podcast, but they also are researchers also in the Allegheny National Forest area. And trying to get them on. I've known them for years, and it's just little that one I may have to pre-record, unfortunately, to get them on, because I think there's a Wednesday night conflict. One of them is involved with another podcast on Wednesdays. But whatever comes up. Hey, how you doing? Good to see you. World Bigfoot Central, good to see you here. You always seem to come on just as I'm about to sign off, unfortunately, but make sure you scroll back, wind back to the beginning. We have a fantastic guest on this evening, Dave WARGO, who's a good friend of mine, known him for years, and just fantastic show tonight. Love Dave. He's such a good friend. And he's got some couple contacts that I would love to meet also. So one of these days I will. But if by any chance you are interested in appearing on my podcast in a future episode, hit me up, send me a message, and let me see. Yeah, you can write me. Let me see if I can type it in. I've got my laptop set up here. Okay, let me type in my email address just in case anyone wants to contact me. Okay, where's the @sign? Nope, that's not it. Hold on, guys. It's going to get a little screwy because I have to look for the... Okay, there it is. Sorry for the weird perspective here. No, you have not been on my show yet. So, you can send me a message on Messenger or email me. Some of you have my phone number. You can text me, call me. Get on the show, get on the podcast. And yeah, you haven't been on here yet. So I think Patty was on here even just for a very short period in the early days. Few of you have been on here. But again, I'm sorry, guys, but I'm really tired. Like I said before, earlier, my stamina just isn't there. I'm fighting to build my health back up again. Taking tons of supplements, to get me back to where I can get back out there in the woods again. There's a couple places that I want to go to and camp, and I'm going to do my doggonest. I may be totally wiped out and exhausted, but just to get back out there. I love the woods. I miss the woods. But I really wish that I could have made it back to Tracy Ridge this year, but I honestly don't see it happening, not before winter. The snow comes early up there, and I have no idea what time or what date that the campground closes, or even that section of the campground, because it's... Oh, okay, Patty. Okay, appreciate it. I will be seeing my sister on October 12th. So if you can get it to me by then, that way I can take it down to her, because I'm going to be visiting her on October 12th. My sister had a stroke back in March, and she always used to travel with me, and we went everywhere together, everywhere. And thank God she's fine. She just, she needs to get her strength back, her mobility back. Some things are a little bit fuzzy yet, but she can speak clearly. There's nothing wrong with her speech. She can speak clearly, and she remembers everything. And it's just little things here and there. So please keep her in your prayers, guys. Okay, I do appreciate it. And also, I've got a prayer list going here, for everyone who has sent me their prayer requests. And again, if you do have a prayer request, just type here in the chat, prayer request. You don't need to go into detail, just prayer request. Or else send me an email. There's my email address right there. And just send me an email or a messenger. Let me know, and I'll put you on my prayer list and keep you in my prayers. But no matter what, guys, all of you are in my prayers. I wish I could meet in person, all of you. I really do. I wish I can meet you and give you all a hug, because I do enjoy these evenings, chatting with you and introducing you to some of my friends that I research with or that I've chatted with, and I know that their stories are something that you would enjoy also. Like my last episode with Suzanne from Sweden. She is she has some, if you recall her episode, she had some fantastic stories as to what she experienced. And and I think the Duke will have quite a few pretty good stories also. Yeah, he's been a friend of mine since, oh goodness, I don't know how long, at least 10 years, at least. Guys, I'm just starting to ramble here, and I apologize. I'm tired. But thank you, all of you. And we'll see you next week, next Wednesday evening. Thank you, Walter. Yes. Just think, guys, that imagine a campfire right here in between us. There's a campfire, and we're all sitting around this campfire and just sharing stories. And that's what I think of. So thank you, guys. We'll see you next Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Convert that to your own time wherever you're at. And we'll see you then. God bless. And Monkey Wench out.
Lotus show. Hello haters, definite friends of bosses now. Lotus show. Hello haters, definite friends of bosses